go ahead and take a look at this. It says approximately 30% of all job postings are fake, with millions of ghost jobs making a tough hiring process even worse. So, we're going to talk about this because I'm in a process of looking for a job. Okay. And, like, for example, yesterday, I had like a list of like 15 jobs that I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and apply for when I get some time. And I was like, okay, I got time. Let me go ahead and apply for these jobs. 15 jobs, yo, right? I was only able to apply to 2. So this is how I like to do my job search. Everyone is different. This is for me personally. So what I like to do is I like to just go on Indeed. I'll go on Indeed, type in, whether you type in your location or you just type in the job title and you don't care, if it's a remote job, whatever. But I went and typed in, I think I typed in my location. I said anything around this area, I'm fine with. So I got to see quite a bit of stuff. So I was like, okay, and I do my little control click, so I could open up a new tab, and I had a whole bunch. And then I was like, okay. So what I ended up doing was I ended up so how you supposed to do it before I even get into that? What you're supposed to do not just go ahead and apply on Indeed. Oh, but you can apply in 30 seconds. Do not just go ahead and apply on Indeed. Go and see if this job is even real. Okay. So what you would do is you would, you know how it has like the employer and then it has the job title on there? Snip that, not snip it, but, copy that, and then paste it into your search engine, whether that's Google, whatever, Bing, whatever, DuckDuckGo, I don't care. Go ahead and post it into that. If you're seeing, oh, ZipRecruiter, Monster Jobs, and let's say this was for, I don't know, a hospital. Let's use Sticker Mule. Okay. You got Sticker Mule for an administrative assistant. Okay. And you go and post it into Google and you're seeing Monster Jobs. You're seeing hiringjob.com and you see all this, but you ain't seeing the actual company. That means it's not real. Because you could go and see that and they'll be like, oh yeah, they're hiring for this. And then you go ahead and click on it and nothing happens. So when you go into the Google and let's say you do see the company, oh yeah, the company's here. So that means this job is real. You click on that and then you actually search there. So you'll see job postings or job opportunities, whatever it's called. You go ahead and click on that. And then there, if you see that job, then it's legitimate. If you do not see that job, okay, you've been bamboozled. It's not real. Because how is it that on their own website, they don't have it posted, but on a third party it is? Okay. That's what we mean by fake job postings. So you'll see a lot of those. Like I said, I had 15. I only think I applied to about 2 or 3 of them because the other ones were fake. Applications used to take 15 minutes. You got the paper one, maybe 20 minutes for paper, but about 15 minutes or so, digital, whatever, go and copy and paste, put all this other stuff, boom, 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 and I'm good. Now, applications, 30 minutes. Yep. Where my drink at? I'm drinking one of these. These things, okay. Get you one of these. But, that's the thing with that. I'm like, okay, y'all want me to spend 30 minutes, but then I got to apply to, and mind you, I've applied to over 300 jobs. Okay. Okay. And in that whole 300 job search, I had 3 job offers. I'm talking about like in the span of, talking about 8 months, constantly applying every day. So that's why I'm like, okay, what are we doing? But they want you to spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour per application and then say, well, sorry, but your credentials didn't match, or oh, we found another candidate that's better for this position, or oh, well, and it's a constant thing. And then it's like, well, who are y'all hiring and what y'all looking for? Because y'all must be looking for somebody else that clearly ain't me. I mean, clearly. Because I'm like, are y'all hiring y'all nieces, y'all nephews or something? Because what all are y'all really looking for? I mean, honestly, what are you looking for? Like that job I applied to, they asked for you to have a high school diploma. I have a bachelor's degree. And they want you to have a high school diploma with a year of experience. I have over 7 years of experience. I mean, what are we talking about here? And a bachelor's degree as well. And I mean, that was really all that they asked for. And then I was like, okay, well, I got that and plus more. And then you still get denied. Who are you guys looking for? Superman? I mean, I really don't get it. Who are y'all looking for? Must be Harvey Dent or something. I don't know. Y'all want lawyers to get work for $15 an hour or something. Clearly, because at the end of the day, I guess I'm a little confused about what's going on here. So that's the thing. You have all that, and then the dreaded upload your resume. You upload the resume, and then they're like, "Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's a nice resume, girl. I see you. Can you just copy and paste everything into here? Or what the heck I mean, and it's like, what's the point of even having a resume at that point? I could just put some stuff on on a little document and then just copy and paste without adding all the extra fluff. Oh, you got to worry about formatting, and you got to. What's the point? What's the point of asking me if you're going to have me manually upload all this stuff anyways? Not even upload, manually input all of this stuff anyways. What's the point? I don't know. Did I just scratch my face? Why am I red right here? Y'all, I be turning red like crazy. But anyways, but that's the thing for me where I'm just like, I really don't get it. Y'all make things so complicated, and then not only are you making it complicated, a lot of y'all are fake. You're fake, not real, not really hiring. You're just like, oh well, we may have something. Well, are you hiring? Yes or no? I mean, what is all of this? So that's what annoys me the most. You guys got these copy and paste here, do this, and then some people, they talking about going through 3+ rounds of interviews. You don't know that you want me by now? I mean, seriously, do you know that interview one, really, I don't think you need more than one. You either know you want me or you don't. I don't care if you do it any, mini, mighty, mo after. Why should I have to now take time out of my day, go out of my way to then be like, okay, well, I got another interview I got to do. This is my 15th interview. Why am I having to do all that? You either know that if you want the person or you don't. And a lot of y'all ain't even paying that well. Anything under $20 really is barbaric. Okay, $20, no benefits. Okay, if you're going to be paying $20, you need to be having some benefits, in my opinion. That calls for dental, vision, medical. You need to be having some PTO. You need to be having some UPT. You need to be having some vacation, and you need to be having some sick leave. We can negotiate on the sick leave, but everything else we need to be having. But you don't give us any of that. And y'all saying, well, I mean, just be okay with $20 or less. Like one job I applied to. Now, this was a UPS store, not UPS. This is the UPS store, right? And I went and applied to that. Chat. I had the interview, and whatnot, and I was like, okay, this is fine. The interview, this was weird, okay, because these are like independently owned, and it was an Indian lady that was doing it. I was sitting on this cheap plastic chair, but there was no table. Like the table had like packaging supplies and all that, so I'm just like this. I'm like. Ridiculous. And then the lady, she's like, okay, yeah, she's over here asking, like, this wasn't even, y'all, this was so crazy. Like, I know it's jumbled, but this wasn't an interview, but it was an interview. It was technically an interview, but this wasn't a real interview. Like, she didn't really ask me experience questions. She was just like, oh, you're interested in the position? I said, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, girl, it's really good working here. Like, she was just telling me about the business. She didn't even really ask me any questions. Which was so crazy to me. I've never had that. But I was like, okay. And then it was like 2 employees. They kept coming to the back during the interview. And she's talking to them. This took an hour, y'all. She's talking to them during the interview. And I'm just like, okay, what is going on? And she's just like, And I mean, this was months ago when I had it, but still, like, she was just talking to them, and then she was coming to me, and then the guy was interjecting, and then I'm over here supposed to respond to him, and I'm like, but you're not. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then she was like, okay, we'll let you know that. And they said, oh my goodness, yeah, I got an email or whatever. And she said, yeah, if you wouldn't mind going to my other location, because she owned two. Okay. And this lady during the interview was telling me how she is putting both of her children through medical school, right? One's supposed to be like a OBGYN or something. One is like ER or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. And then she was telling me how she went to New Jersey recently, like literally like 2 weeks prior. And then she was saying how she went and had a whole good time, was in India for quite a while. Then she came back and was having so much fun and all that. This is all relevant, by the way. And then I go to the other location, which was not the closer one. It was out of the way, but I said, whatever. And then they were like, oh yeah, so, and it wasn't her, it was, I guess, the manager. I'm not sure. He was like, yeah, so we want to give you the job. And I said, cool. And then I was like, well, how much does it pay? Because of course these jobs, is also another thing, they don't put the pay anywhere. So then he was like, yeah, you know what? We're actually going to be giving you quite a bit of a competitive rate, actually. And we hope that you would accept it, right? Because he said this is more than what other people get paid because you don't have a, y'all, this is also an interview. She did ask, she said, do you have like a DUI or anything like that on your record? I said no, because I don't play about being texting and driving and drinking and substance. I don't play about that. But I was like, no, I don't have that. And then she was like, oh, great. She said, because some of the other people that work here, she said, they can't do notary because they have records and we can't have them do notary. And this would be amazing. And you have a bachelor's? Oh my goodness. Like she was saying all this, right? So then fast forward, like, I think it was like 4 days later or whatever, going to this other one. He was like, yeah, this is a highly competitive rate, you'll be getting paid more than what other people here get paid, yada yada yada. And I was like, oh wow, okay. I said, well, how much is it? Yeah, how much do you think this was? $14 an hour. I said, oh. I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna get back to you. I think I said, yeah. I was like, yeah, that works. I was looking for a job. But I was like, yeah, that works. And then I got home. I was like, $14. That's not worth me even getting out of bed for. You know what I mean? I'm like, $14 an hour for full time. Because she was really talking about like 25 hours, 35 maybe a week. And I'm like, okay, $14 an hour. And then during the interview, she was talking about, she was like, yeah, in this neighborhood, you have, because then she was talking about her being Indian. I was like, lady, I don't care. I need a job. Because then she was like, yeah, my other location, the guy who owned it prior, he didn't want to sell it to a woman or something, and that someone else didn't want an Indian person having it. I'm like, lady, I don't care. Like, I don't care, lady. I was like, yeah, it was just so hard for me, to get the location. I'm thinking, lady, what the heck does this guy do with the interview? You're wasting my time. You know what I mean? That's another thing. You have places who waste your time. If you're not going to hire, why are we hiring? Like at my previous job, over here hiring, oh, I got 3 interviews, but you already hired the new person. How do I know? Because I see them working here. Yeah, but I already had these interviews on the schedule. Didn't tell, But anyways, was saying, because I ear hustle. She was like, oh, well, I didn't want to like cancel it because I didn't want to, seem like anything. She said, but yeah, they won't be getting hired, but I'll do the interview anyways, even though we already have the new guy here. Much rather you just say, we found someone else for the position, whatever. And I could just not sit up here and waste time. That's what I don't get. Don't be wasting people's time. If you already know that you found somebody or you're going to give your niece, don't even waste the time in putting that stuff up there. If you already know you're going to give it to somebody else. I'm just being real. Just tell her to go and fill out an application. Boom, 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 boom. You're hired. I mean, don't even waste the time putting it out there, thinking other people are out here thinking, oh, I have a fighting chance. Oh, I'll be able to. And then they are not even interested in even doing anything for you. So that's where I'm at with all this. I'm just like, if you're not even gonna help a girl out, if you ain't gonna even really take this seriously, you're just, oh well, we could just interview. No, because I could guarantee you those people would much rather have been sitting at their house than going to an interview knowing guaranteed for a fact they're not getting the job. To me, that's just a waste of time, and it's very much so unprofessional, but I do have another post, y'all, and this one really irritated me. So this is also from A More Perfect Union, as the last post was, and this one says researchers are now saying that AI can find correlations between facial characteristics and success on the job. The Economist says that corporations will have a strong incentive to deploy this technology when looking at applicants. But as the researchers at UPenn write, widespread adoption of facial recognition technology in the future may motivate individuals to modify their facial images using software or even alter their actual appearance through cosmetic procedures. So this also goes into the whole, I know you're applying for this job. Can I get them social medias? Now, if I'm applying to be a dang dishwasher, which I've applied to, and they said I didn't get the job. I applied to Target to be like a regular customer associate. Didn't get the job. I applied to HEB to be one of those like the people that do the to go pickup orders. I didn't get that either. I'm like, y'all, what? Like, I can't. This and that's what I'm saying. People like me are even applying to stuff like that, where they're like, okay, this should be a shoo-in, but then still not getting it. I applied to be a car wash attendant, still didn't get it. They said, oh no, we went and got better candidate. Who are y'all hiring? that's all I want to know. Who is y'all hiring? Who? Okay, because something ain't right. But anyways, looking at something like this though, this is what comes to mind. Put it up on the screen. Okay, and what ain't okay. Okay, so they're gonna go ahead and look and see. Well, one, what does that look like? Now you may say, okay, well, Alex, you're light skinned, that you may pass. Okay, then they're gonna see that, be like, oh, let me go and check her social media. Oh, wow. Oh, yep, nope. She black. You're not going to be exempt from that. Oh, let me go and look. Oh, she's a Hispanic. Oh, Afro-Hispanic. Ooh. Oh, man, you're Indian. Well, are you the light Indian or are you the dark? Oh, you're dark Indian. No. Let's not pretend like colorism ain't going to play a part in this, because how can you go and look at someone that says, yep, you're going to be a star employee? Come on now, let's keep it real. I want to go ahead and actually minimize me. Scientists say the AI system can scan your face to detect whether a company should hire you. Okay. If you thought your credit score was invasive, just wait until companies are judging you based on your mug alone. A new study by researchers at the University of Pennsylvania, flagged by The Economist, sought to answer the question, can AI to detect trustworthy people just by analyzing the facial characteristics? If y'all don't think that this is a bad thing, I don't know where you have been, because this is terrible. It's hard to understand why anyone would ask such a question, but here we are anyways. The research, built on some other ethnically dubious scholarship, would persist that personality traits can be sussed out just based on a person's facial features. So, can I go and get that social media? Oh, well, go ahead and look at my LinkedIn. Oh, great. Yeah, we just want to make sure you are professional. We just want to see what other credentials you have. Black, nope. I don't care if your name is Susan Bones. If they go and see that Susan looks like Shaniqua, you're out. Or if Susan Bones could be a Susan Patel, you're out. Okay? Unless you are doing that, the HB1 stuff. Okay, you're doing something like that. Okay, but anything else, I could see this looking terrible for you, because at the end of the day, How can you just judge by looking at someone? Because we never judge a book by their cover, right? You go and look at someone and be like, ooh, this person looks mean. But then you talk to them, they're the nicest person you've ever met. So how exactly are you going to judge whether or not someone is telling the truth or not? And this is also making me wonder, like, when they do interviews. That's why I like the little phone interview, okay? I can kind of get away with, oh yeah, my name is Alexandria, and I could get away with that. My name isn't, it is it's right there, okay? So with stuff like that, it's easier. But when you have to actually see someone, oh, let's do a video call. Why do you need a video call? Why can't we talk over the phone? Think about it. Why do you need to see me? Oh, let's do, because before it was in-person interview, that's all that there was. Yeah, some people maybe had a phone interview. Most of the time it was in person. But now we're in the age of a digital age, where now we could be like, okay, well, we don't necessarily have to have you physically come in. We could do like a Zoom or Skype, I think is gone now. But we could do a Zoom or we could do a Skype, and you could see. I was just like, I'm so over these jobs. You gotta apply for them. Gotta try to get somebody. Gotta try to get an income. But I'm so over these jobs that they waste your time. They waste your time. They're not real. And then you see that now they're trying to, we already know they've been discriminating against people anyways. Okay, whether that's gender, maybe you have a disability, whatever the case may be, they can't accommodate you. They don't want to give you benefits. They don't want to do anything for you, but they need work. They need workers, right? But I could see this AI system going into effect if it isn't already in effect. Okay, when they go and ask names, and who's to the AI doesn't go ahead and pull up several names, and then maybe the recruiter looks at them, whatever the case may be, But let me know what you all think about this down below.